Welcome to Company Habit number 2. So this is my final martial art demonstration video down here. I'm going to talk to you about fighting and everything that you're going to need to know about fighting, especially if you don't have a weapon. Alright? There are many things that you can use as weapons. These are practice weapons. You know, the whole key to that was the word practice weapons. Now you know why you don't whirl the weapons in a fight. I did not do that on purpose because, you know, that thing can happen. But these are wooden weapons, so it's more than likely not going to hurt me, but they can still hurt you in my hands because I know what I'm doing, despite the fact that you just saw me drop these damn things 3 times. But you know, so you don't have a weapon. 9 times out of 10, most people don't. But you have to be the weapon or find something that can fall into your conventional or standard class weapon. This is a hula hoop. It does not have the same effect as the brass rings, or the steel rings, or the hoops, or the loops, or whatever you want to call them. And you're not going to walk around the street like this all day with a giant-sized metal hula hoop around you and rip it off and try to fight somebody. It's not going to work like that. It's also not going to come straight back to you like that in a fight. Understand how this works. So, rule number 1 of getting into a fight. First, if you can avoid it, don't get into a fight. But in the events that you can't, you need to know where to hit somebody versus how hard to hit somebody. So the body, the human body, 365 pressure points. 250 will hurt you really badly or kill you. And a lot of people don't believe in the pressure point system. That's your right. You have the right to not believe in the pressure point system. I believe in the pressure point system because the pressure point system is part of what I was taught in Kenpo. Wherever there's a joint, there's an pressure point. Wherever there's an indention, there's a good chance for me to reach a pressure point and stop me from hurting you. Now, you have teardrops on your knees. If I was in shorts right now, you could see the teardrops on the knees. You have the indentions on the back and the front of your elbow and inner elbow. These are places where you can do damage because these things are all connected. Alright? Now, when you're going to get into some trouble, you're going to need to know what to do. If someone happens to grab you from the back, you know, sometimes the kick to the nuts don't always work, but if your hands are in the right place, grab, twist, and pull. If they have you up here and your hands are not, headbutt, depending on where they tuck their head. And if you're dangling like a rag doll because that person is taller than you, kick them in the kneecaps. Now in judo, they teach you how to throw someone off of 2 feet. My policy is a hell of a lot easier to throw you off of 1 foot. So if you're positioned properly and you grab me and I kick you in your shin, I don't believe in stomping the instep of your foot. I know, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But this part of your foot right here, it's very tender, but I don't believe in stomping that bitch. But, you know, if you're a woman with high heels, go for it. And then take your heels off and use them as weapons. Put them so that the heel is this way, so that you have something that you can cup under the chin. Alright? So, I don't have a high heel shoe, so I can't demonstrate that. But I also don't wear them, so I don't have to worry about that. And a lot of martial arts schools, they teach you in your bare feet. A lot of videos I watched this weekend had people in their bare feet. I have a problem with that. I'm going to be honest, I have a problem with teaching people in their bare feet because 9 times out of 10, you are only in your bare feet 15% of your life. Alright? Let me explain that. Because unless you are a professional surfer, or a beach model, or a professional surfer, or you work at like SeaWorld, but you still have water shoes on most of the time, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have shoes on. You know? So it's very important that you should train in your shoes as well as train barefoot. Now, I don't know why a lot of people prefer to train barefoot. I guess it's just a tradition to air out our feet, just in case our feet stink or something. But for as long as I've been taking martial arts, with the exception of my first 3 years in karate, because we didn't train barefoot, we trained in a freestyle, no-form martial art, I prefer to train with my shoes on. Because one, my toes are ugly as hell, and I don't like looking at them. But, you know, other people got some ugly ass feet too, and I don't like looking at them. Okay? Not everybody can have beautiful feet. When your dogs are fucked up, believe me, your dogs are fucked up. And you know if your feet are fucked up. So, you know, if you train with your shoes, it also teaches you how to feel grip. Same thing barefoot. But the problem is really quite simple. You know, if I'm training at home and I'm training barefoot, there's a good chance that I won't accidentally kick something and break my fucking toe. Well, if I'm training the dojo with other people and we're sparring, one of us might not have control, and we might break a toe or something. But the only other reason that I don't like training in my bare feet is my bro, Eric Chin, who showed me some shit with pressure points that I haven't been able to figure out since he did it, and he locked up my toes. When we were sparring unbarefoot, you know, he couldn't do it because my shoes were on. When we were sparring barefoot, he had the advantage the whole time because my toes would lock up and my toes would be like little fists. I could barely stand on my feet. So pressure points do work. It's just all on who teaches you what, where, when, and how. Thank you, Eric Chen. Anyway, the whole thing is, when you're sparring, you know, you're sparring, you're tapping. When you're training, you train harder, but you don't hurt your training partner. And also, you should have protection, you know, on your feet. If your dojo doesn't allow shoes, or if they allow shoes, it's only supposed to be on that dojo floor, which would be my policy. You only have these shoes are only allowed on the dojo floor. Now, if I own the dojo, you can leave the shit in the dojo. Yeah, you will be held responsible for them. Those shoes do not go outside and step on the grass. Those shoes are not for that. Those shoes are for dojo use only. Alright? That would be the way I would do it if I had a dojo. Because a lot of people aren't comfortable with their feet. I'm not comfortable with my feet. But if you have a dojo where your shoes are required, then you don't have anything to worry about outside of someone not having good hygiene. Which again, I prefer training with my shoes on. Now the thing about kicking barefoot versus kicking with a shoe foot on. With your shoe foot on, you have a little bit more protection. With your bare feet, you don't. Unless you have those shin guard thingies that protect your ankles and your feet that go all the way around. Those are cool. Alright? Those are cool. But 9 times out of 10, when you're training at home, you're not going to suit up. I don't suit up. I don't have a gi. I have a kung fu gi. The way I see it, I'm not going to take the time to get into that damn thing to train. It's just not even worth my time. I'm training. No one else is going to see me. And besides, it's a kung fu gi, so pretty much people are going to know, oh, he has a kung fu gi, so he's studying Wing Chun, Wushu, or Gung Fu. Yeah. So I don't want to give away what I'm studying. Now that sounds really odd, being that the channel is called Kung Fu Happy, so it's obvious that I converted most of my stuff to my own style of Kung Fu that has no name. I was dealing with street Kung Fu, and then I decided, you know, maybe it'd be better if I don't have a name for now. Before I die, I'll name it. But I can find something that's going to actually sound cool. You know. And I don't have JKD experience, but I have studied some JKD out of the fucking book. And I'm like, I like Bruce Lee's techniques. The problem is, how can I make my stuff work without having an actual JKD instructor? The simplest thing of that is to simply simplify. And if you actually know Wing Chun, you kind of know JKD. Alright? So therefore, and if you actually have some Wushu or any MMA, you have some JKD. Now, here's the thing about fighting. And let's keep your shit real. To be able to fight outside of the dojo, you actually probably need to be able to fight. And how you train is how you fight. So you need to be able to have your shit together. Alright? You need to be legit training. You need to be legit trained. And you need to know when to fight and when to get the fuck out of Dodge. Alright? Now, when you have nowhere to go, you got nowhere to go. So you better be ready to fight. But when you can go, exit gracefully. Now, let's get on with the video. So, you're throwing a punch, punch, hook. Now you're going to switch feet, punch, punch, hook. Now we're going to throw a kick. Boom. Boom. Now I know you're thinking, why is my guard so tight? Alright, I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to end this video. Alright? So, punch, punch, hook, punch, punch, hook, boom, boom. Now my guard is tight right here for a reason. Alright? He's kicking this. It's not going to be poking me in my elbow, or my ribs rather. And I'm going to be able to absorb that and keep that shit tight. Also, I got to try to keep my arm from getting broken. So if he's throwing, boom, one of those kicks, I'm going to tuck into that shit so I can absorb it and like not get cringed the fuck over. So that's why my guard's tight on my sides. So when I guard on my sides, I'm getting prepared to get hit. Now also I can block this a lot quicker than out here. That's a little bit longer. Now this works differently for everybody. So you know, for me specifically, if I'm right here and you're going to throw a kick, I got options. I can block it that way. I can block it that way. I prefer to block it this way because I can also throw an elbow at the same time as you're throwing that kick. And when you're throwing that kick this way, toward this, and I come in, my primary target is from your femur to your heel. Whatever I can hit, I'm going to hit. And I'm going to hit it as hard as I can, plus whatever you're throwing at me. So if I can tuck it in and ram that sumbitch, then I got you. I'm going to slow you down. If I can slow you down, I can stop you. Anyway, you'll learn your blocks, you'll learn your kicks, you'll learn your punches, you'll learn your throws, and worst come to worst, you'll just get fucked up. But if you actually know how to fight, there was no point in you watching this. I'm James Williams Jr., coming out with number 2. Be seeing you.